Just make sure you go to the chat and tick the include your audio
Yeah, I
box.
did. Just clicked.
Alright, so I've got a special guest in the com box with me tonight. We have none other than the Michael Massey of Wallaby, the Cub 9. How are you, buddy?
Pretty good, mate. How are you?
Not too bad. Looking forward to this. And of course, should have Kirko there too, if he's included his audio. Hello, Kirko.
Just let me know if I start echoing and I'll reset my controller.
No problems. I don't think we can hear Kirko. I'm not sure what's happening there. Anyway, hello to all the viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate your support. Of course, if you haven't already, hit that follow button. Looks like we've got a couple of cars coming out on track. You with us, Kirko? I have no idea what's going on with Kirko. Anyway, Cub, mate, what are you looking forward to tonight? For your first comms.
I don't know, a bit of fun, I guess. So far, we got a few cars out on track, which is looking good. From the stats, from what I've seen, it's been fairly close between everyone. So looking forward to the race and qualifying. Hopefully my boys at Red Bull, because I'm a Red Bull fan. Hopefully they can put it on pole. So yeah, we'll see how we go.
Oh, I like to hear that. As a Red Bull driver myself in Wallaby, you can say as much as you like about it. I'm sure we'll have plenty of carnage in this one. There are walls galore tonight. And knowing this tier, where no doubt we'll be in for plenty of safety cars.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially around Saudi Arabia. It's a tough track to get used to, especially if you haven't driven it before. So, like I've driven it a couple of times, and every time I've driven it, I've put it in the wall.
You and me both, mate. You and me both. Now, I'm just having a look at last season's records. So, in Bahrain, Andy Hannafin is, of course, our defending champion. And on the podium that night was also FF Andy and Easy Reaper. So, both of those guys have not started the season well. So, I'm sure they'll be looking to back up that race from last season. And, of course, the lap times we're looking at, last season, the lap record was a 1:28.9 by Jimmy NZ, so gives us a bit of an idea of what kind of times we're looking at. So if they're in the 28s, it's a bloody good lap.
Definitely, I struggle to put in a lap like that around here, that's for sure. So I got to cut corners to put a lap in like that.
Well, speaking of that, they're very, very loose track limits on this track. There's some corners you can just go completely over the top of and nothing happens to you, whereas others are a bit stricter, so it takes a bit of getting used to which ones you can actually get through without any trouble. So our first lap
131
was a 31.0.
Yeah, the track
bit off the
limits
times
are
we're thinking, but
yeah, the track limits are a bit funny around here. Like last night when I was doing Easy Reaper's 12-hour stream, we were racing around here, and I could run it wide at turn 2 and turn 4, I think it is, and I didn't get invalidated at all. So this track's going to show some pretty good fast laps if the guys can get in and push those limits a little bit. So it's going to be a pretty competitive night, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, already we've already seen our lap record broken. Top Racing Life has put in the 28.7 already in his very first lap of the night.
Yeah, he's real quick.
Not a bad
here,
start
that's
from
for
him.
sure. Doesn't help.
Absolutely.
He was racing with us and Easy Reaper last night, so he's got good feeling for this track, I reckon.
Bit of practice. Speaking of Easy Reaper, I'm just on board with him. I'm not sure how he's still awake after his 12-hour session.
Neither do I. I'd still
But
be
he has
sleeping.
turned up. He is here. We'll have to see whether any fatigue phase plays a part later on. But he's on a lap at the moment. As I said before, he hasn't started very well. He's a DNF the last 3 races in a row. He's not really taken kindly to the Williams, so we're going to have to see whether he can get his shit together tonight. So to speak.
Yeah, I remember from last season in WRL when I was meant to be his teammate until I moved and started having internet issues.
Yeah.
He was pretty quick in that Red Bull from memory, so hopefully he can...
Well, there we go.
Oh, he's
Just crossed over
redeemed
with
himself.
a 29.7. Go to P3.
I should talk good about him more often.
True that. Shout out to T-Bar Down Batty, who's just subscribed for 3 months. You legend. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it.
What a
the support.
legend.
What a champ. What a champ. I'm not sure what's happened to Kirko. Is he still around or what?
Nah, he left the
Disappeared on us.
party before. I think he may have reset his Xbox.
Might be having some troubles. Not sure. Should be entertaining with you in the box, mate. It's going by the selfies you posted earlier with a few beverages in hand.
Oh, mate. Currently sitting here, got one in my hand, so we're good.
Good man. All right, I'm on board with Potato. There's not many guys on track at the moment. Everyone's in
there's
the
not.
pits.
See, the bit that also will play part in being that this track is so much, because it's a night race, track temperature will play a part in this as well. So once they get into Q2, Q3, which is at night time, that's when we'll see the fast laps come out, I reckon.
Yeah, good call. Good calls. So I'm just still on board with Potato. Coming up the main straight now. Can he improve? He's currently put in a 29.2. No, he had a shocker that lap. Actually, he just goes to the top with a 28.7.
Yeah,
Not sure
real
what happened
fast lap, that one. Mind you,
Told me he was
between
10 seconds.
from first to 8th, it's fairly close. Easy Reaper can improve. I've seen his laps around here; they're pretty quick. Same with Jimmy NZ; he's really quick around here if he gets the right setup going. Duck Puncher, he's standard around this track from memory. He doesn't like this track as much, but I could be wrong. But it'll be good to see some of the new guys get up there. I can't remember who's new in Tier 1, but it'll be good to see them improve.
Yeah, definitely. Just on board with Izzy Fizzy, currently in P7. He's put a 31. Oh, he's got that all wrong going through that section. Very easy to do there. It can be tough to get a bit of a routine going on this track.
That it is.
But
It is so hard.
Get a few laps under your belt and you start to work it out. But it can be tricky from the start.
Like during Easy Stream last night, I found it so hard to get a rhythm in that first S's section. Excuse me, but once the laps counted down, I was just hitting I got into a rhythm really early, which is good. I think I got into a rhythm around lap 6, but I think whoever survives the chaos at lap 1, this track's good. I see it kind of like a Monaco. If you survive turn 1, your race is fine from there.
Yeah. Well, no doubt we'll see a lot of carnage tonight as Izzy Fizzy goes a 10th quicker with a 30.9. He doesn't improve his position though, he stays in P7. Who else we've got? We'll go on board with FF Andy. Why not? He hasn't put in a time yet.
Like one of the other guys to watch is, as you said, is Andy Heffernan, reigning champion. To From what I saw from last season, he was fairly good around this track as well. As FF Andy went a little bit wide through that under the concierge thing. Andy Heffernan was pretty quick around here from memory. I'm hoping.
Oh, he's touched the wall.
As a Red Bull man, I would like to see a bit of a 2022 representation of Red Bull versus Ferrari, but I can't. Let me see if my phone will load it. I don't know where everyone is. I need the standings. Where are they? There they are, points.
Good question. We haven't got it updated on the stream at the moment, but I'm just having a...
Overall constructors. Right now, Ferrari is
Yep, so you go into the tier standings.
They're 8th in the yeah, they'd be about.
Yeah, Ferrari
8th.
haven't had a great go of it.
No,
yet.
they haven't been having
This
a good
season.
run so far.
See, Duck Puncher has not started the season too well at all, so he's going to be looking to have a good
No.
one. He's currently up in P5.
He had a couple of good
Oh,
races.
Andy's gone.
Oh,
Andy Hannafin
no.
is out. Oh, we had that on
Commentators curse right there. My bad, Andy Heffernan. That's my bad.
That was all
there,
you,
mate.
Cub. That was all you, mate.
Now it's all
So,
up to Duck Puncher
Andy
to get
Hannafin
him
will
through.
start from the back of the grid.
Now it's all up to Duck Puncher. Like, I've seen this guy under pressure, and he can work the wheel like there's no tomorrow. I watched him last night as well, and he had some good lap times as he cuts the corner. But, like, I can see Duck Puncher, if he has the pace like he did last night, depending on his fatigue levels, because I don't know when he went to sleep. I reckon he could be pretty good around here. He was strong in all the races that I saw him do last night, so I reckon he'd be up there. Easy Reaper, he was just doing his thing last night, of course, but he's in the garage at the moment, same as Car Gamer.
Yep, he's
What's
looking
Jimmy
good up there
NZ
in
doing?
P6. Jimmy NZ currently in P8 with a 29.8.
P8. Yeah, like,
He's going around at the moment. We've seen a couple of retirements. The Top Racing Life and Budos have retired in the pits,
yep.
as has Potato. They're pretty happy with their times. They're not going to risk crashing out with a good
just
time.
coming to the pit. Wonder if he'll retire as well, because he's got a pretty competitive, depending on if anyone can improve, but he's got a fairly competitive time. He's the first one in the 29s, and then you got the top two, which are 28s. So pretty.
Well, Jimmy NZ's just set a purple sector 1, so he's on a flyer.
Let's watch him.
Duck Puncher's retired in the pits as well.
How do I get that up? There, left. Right.
We've got quite a few guys who haven't set a time yet.
They'll be waiting for the cooler conditions to come in, I reckon.
Yep.
Currently got the henchman on a lap, on his first lap by the looks of it, in the Haas.
Alright, you keep an eye on him. We're still on board with Jimmy NZ. See if he can go to the top of the charts. He's looking like a pretty rapid lap at the moment. As he comes around the final corner. What can he
Henchman's
do?
looking pretty good at the moment. Spent
Not
most
quite, he
of
stays in
his...
P7.
Spent,
Cross over to
Henchman
Henchman,
spent most of his night in a... I can't remember what he spent most of last night in. I think it was a... not Ferrari. I think it was a AlphaTauri last night. And he was pretty strong. But as I was saying to a mate earlier, because he asked me about this league, and I said that it's equal. So he's like, so you could get a Haas on pole and a Red Bull in last, and it's like, yeah, basically. So he said, so it's pretty competitive. When I went, dude, there's nothing like it around F1 2021. Can't wait to.
Well, Haas is leading the Tier 2 championship at the moment.
Wow.
Tangawang driving the Haas, leading the championship.
Steiner would be happy with that.
He would. The hard man to please, Gunther, but he would be happy with that.
That he is. I don't think Christian Horner would be happy with that, but so be it.
We've got just over 2 minutes left in this session. With only 16 drivers, we'll only lose one car from this Q1.
So,
which I would say would be Andy Hannafin, who's already crashed.
So for a guy that's really fast, Henchman's slow tonight. He's usually the one that's topping all the time trials and everything around tracks like this. So I wonder if he's feeling a bit of fatigue from racing last night.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, I've seen his lap times around like Silverstone, USA. Like, I run a lot of his setups for my career racing, and unfortunately I just can't find the pace for his setups, but he's usually the one that's topping all the time trials. So for him to be still stuck in 13th, he must be having some problems.
He could be. He is safe in Q1 into Q2, of course. So we're only losing one car. Andy Hannafin's crashed. Syrah has invalidated his lap. Although it's only an out lap. That's right. So he'll have one chance to set a lap. Just over a minute left.
I'm currently watching Thomas Island, and he's looking real smooth around here. He was smooth around here last night. I'm pretty sure he took the win in the Alpine last night as well. Same rules as we run here at WRL. So yep. I reckon if he can be as smooth as he was last night, I reckon he could take it. Like, he won by, I think it was 10 seconds or something like that. So if he's as strong as he was last night, he'd be untouchable tonight.
Well, he did set a purple sector 1, so he's on a flyer. I'm not sure how his sector 2 was, I missed that one, but he's about to come around the final corner. He hasn't set a time yet, so this will be it for him. I don't think he'll get another chance. He may just get in time, but his tyres may be done after this. Let's see what he can do. And he sets a 29.28 to go to P5. Pretty solid lap from Thomas.
Not bad, not bad.
So we'll cross over to Syrah, who's the only one who hasn't put a time on yet. He's going to have to make this one count, otherwise he will be knocked out along with Andy. So far, this qualifying session is looking a bit one-sided here. So far, no one else has been in the 128 yet, which is looking good for Potato on top at the moment. So between them two, I'd probably put them on the front row at the moment. Not put money on it at all, because stuff can change once it gets darker. But true that.
But so far, being that from third down are in the 29s or the 30s, I reckon those two might make the first two rows. So be pretty competitive between those two, I reckon.
Yep, well, Syrah has gone to P5 with a 29.15, so he is safe into Q2. So Perks looks like Perks is the only one on track on a lap at the moment. Yeah. Currently down in P15, which is a bit of a surprise. He's usually one of our fastest in quali.
That he is.
You did say earlier he's not really a fan of this track, so...
The thing is, like...
Which I don't think many are, to be honest.
I found when Baku was added to the game and to the calendar, I found it pretty hard because of that high speed section. I found it hard to make it through there. This track is to the max high speed. Like every corner is high speed. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 low speed corners around here. So when you want and this is only the second year of having this. No, still first year, technically, having it in the game. So I reckon once we get it in the second game where the cars run a lot better and have better downforce and stuff, I reckon we'll see a lot quicker times in 2022, in the F1 2022, I should say. Like pretty good standings there from like 0.0018 between the top two. Like that's really close from last year. So those two will probably run away with it. Not hopefully, but
only half a second between the top 6.
Like I want it to be competitive tonight, just for the viewers. Like I'm like Nico Rosberg, like back in 2016, just like to keep it entertaining for everyone. Like the battles, everything. That's what makes this game.
Alright, well, here we go. Q2 has begun. Now this is going to be interesting to see who comes out on the mediums, who goes with the softs. Of course, we're still on the 2021 rules, where the fastest lap you set in Q2 is the tyres you will go on the race.
I reckon softs, it's a quick track, but it is also, for a quick track, it's a really short, in a way, short race compared to, Monza's 25, is it 50% here? Yeah, we run 50% races. So, around here, it's 25 laps. I reckon softs to mediums, or if an early safety car, which is happens every time. If you want to pit early, I reckon people could make the hards work around here. Last night I saw a couple make the hards work around here. It took a bit of time for them to warm up, but once they got to their working temperature and their prime time, it helped them really well. So it might shuffle the strategy up for the guys that are out of the top 10. It's going to make an entertaining race, I reckon.
I'm looking forward to watching it, actually, because last season, when we only had the one tier, this was the race that me and Kirko decided bugger racing this track. We're gonna try and do comms ourselves, because we had a bit of an unreliable streamer prior to this, so we just thought this is a race we're going to stream. We had all sorts of problems. Kirko couldn't even get in at all, as he can't either tonight, so I had to do it on my own, and I got all the way through to the end of quali and I got kicked out, so we didn't actually get to watch the race. So I'm actually looking forward to being able to bring a race to everybody to watch and to commentate on, so this should be fun. It's a pretty spectacular track, actually, when all the lights are on.
That it is. I watched this race this year, and last year, and it was really, really good. Just the atmosphere around the track, this, don't get me wrong, the war in Iraq and Afghanistan kind of hurt Saudi Arabia a little bit. But since that has settled down and that they've gone back, they had that little mishap with the missile and stuff at the start of the year, this year. But besides that, this track is awesome. Unfortunately, it hurt Mick Schumacher a little bit. That crash was really, really scary. I haven't seen a crash like that since Jules Bianchi.
Yeah, that was massive.
I haven't seen a crash like that since Jules Bianchi. So, and for him to walk away from that is awesome. Thank God. But yeah, this track is beautiful at night, and I'm so glad that they chose to do it as a nighttime race. I would too, being that it's basically in the desert, be a bit warm. That's the other thing, where they are, the humidity, the humidity and heat and stuff is so much like Singapore, it's not funny.
Yeah, Well, there aren't many things that Cody's have got right on this game, but some of the camera angles on this track are spectacular. So I cannot wait for that, to watch that in the race. I'm just
Yeah.
going to see if I
Ooh,
can invite
top going
Kirko in.
129. So he slowed down a little bit in this session. Oh, because he's on mediums. He tapped the wall a little bit there, which by the looks may have taken his... Oh, I need to go on board. His left end plate off his front wing. So that will hurt him a little bit once he gets back to the pits. But Izzy Fizzy is in second. Like, so far we haven't seen anyone going to the 128 yet, so the track slowed down a little bit. I don't know why, but everyone looks to be... I know. Izzy Fizzy's on softs.
Got a
Potatoes
bit of a
on
mixture of
mediums.
tyres out there.
Yeah.
Top Racing Life,
Showtime's...
Potato and Showtime have all set their laps on the medium.
Yeah, so... Like, if
Easy
they
Fizzy,
know that they're...
Easy Reaper and Cargo are on the softs.
Yeah. So, I could see Top Racing... I could see his time maybe being safe, but I may see him come out on softs a little bit later in this session. It doesn't really matter. That all that the mediums do really is just take you a little bit further into the race. It doesn't make it better or not. Like, I did a career race today, and I did a soft, because I was racing at Portugal. I did a soft, medium, soft strategy, and that got me up to 13th from 21st. So,
Okay.
without a safety car. So, the strategy doesn't hurt you as much as I thought it may have. But also, this is league racing, and I do career racing because my internet's usually crap. So most of the time, like, it's hard to tell. Like, with this, like those guys can usually tell what strategy these guys are looking at, whereas in career you can't. So it's gonna shape this race really well, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Easy Reaper's just put in a banger. Just not quite in the 28s, but he's put a 29.0 to go 8/10 faster than the next time.
Haven't seen
So he
Williams
looks like
on
he's pretty
half
happy to start
for a
on the
while.
softs tonight. Yeah, it should be interesting to see what the strategy is. So whether starting on the mediums is the go, or just go on the softs, and because there's probably going to be early safety cars, I would imagine.
If it's
so
an
maybe
early
starting
safety
on the
car,
softs.
like if it's an
Yeah.
early safety car, like, yeah, the hards aren't good in this game, but as I said earlier, the hards could work. Like, it's only 25 laps, so if you go softs and an early safety car, pit early with that safety car, and go on the hards, being that you're going to be going slow for so many laps, I reckon they can make it work.
We'll have to wait and see as Perks puts in his lap of a 31.5 on the mediums. He goes to P9. We've got 16 viewers, 17 viewers currently. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Stream's looking
Look,
good.
if you want to request any hot laps, just get in the chat and let us know who you want to see. Or any predictions, let us know. Even just to say hi. We'd love to hear from you. See what you want to. Let us know what you want to see. Just trying to find who's on a hot lap at the moment. We've got Jimmy and Zed out there on the softs. The grid's pretty split at the moment. So we've got 5 laps set so far on the soft tyres, and we've got 5 on the medium tyres. So it'd be interesting to see whether those medium guys come back out on the softs, have another go, because there's a few times there that, yeah, far from safe. Particularly, Perks is in the danger zone at the moment, as is Jimmy and Zed, who just put in a 35.5. Thomas Island, the henchman, in 9th and 10th, they're probably going to want to come out again. See who's, I think Duck Puncher's on an out lap, so we'll go on a lap with Duck Puncher, see how he gets around this track.
So, from listening to that, sorry, I had to. I've had the stream running on my phone. Listening to that, like, I reckon softs to mediums might be the strategy. Like, the mediums look really slow. I think the top 5 so far, except for Potato, I can't remember if he was on mediums or not. I need to see.
Potatoes on mediums, yeah.
So Potato and Sierra are the fastest runners with the mediums so far. So the medium to soft strategy looks kind of, good. But I think it might be a soft to medium. Oh, excuse me, I've got the hiccups.
I feel like this could be, might even be a 2-stop strategy, maybe a soft to medium to soft, as you mentioned before.
Yep.
This could be the go, but of course depends completely on safety cars, which I'm sure we'll get a few of. As Jimmy, just about to say Jimmy went to the top, but it's just as I was saying that, FF Andy's gone to the top now at 28.94.
FF Andy.
Fresh soft.
So yet again, like, the top 2 are the only ones, and well, Jimmy almost got to the 29s, but so did FF Andy, but so far the top 2 yet again in the 128. So this track is fast, and the top 2 prove that. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see the guys that are on the medium tyres come out and slam a lap in with the softs. Like, Potato's quick, so Sierra. Like, Sierra's really quick, like out of this world quick. Same with Duck Puncher. I'm surprised that he's come out on the mediums. Like, if he makes a top 10, I see him running a long-term strategy. And same, like as you were saying earlier, like with how the tires work in this is weird. Like in F1 2020, you could change your tires. Like, I used to run, I think it was soft, hard. Like, I used to run the hard compound in qualifying depending on the track. Like, in this, the tire selection is fixed, so it messes with whatever strategy that they have running. So I'm looking forward to this race. So, like, for the fact that it's so, like, yeah, like, the car performance is equal, like, and so is the tires. So it's a skill-based league, and I like that. That's what I enjoyed about racing against you guys until I figured out that my internet was bad. Like, my first race with you guys in the USA last year, when you guys did the US race, I put it on the front row, and I was surprised with that for the fact that I thought I didn't have the pace. Like, sorry to mention, I don't know if I'm allowed to, like, even when I made my debut for OCE, I put it on the front row as well in Singapore for them. So it's really equal when it comes to this league as well as that. So I enjoy watching this league, whereas when I watch like esports and stuff, they don't run equal from what I've seen. So the guys that are, like, poor guys that are racing with Williams, like, they can put it on the front row, but their car does not have the pace. Whereas in here, you could get a Haas and a Williams on the front row. It's so good, and that's what the viewers love.
Could happen. Fortunately, we don't have Watto here tonight, who was in the Williams last week. I'm not sure what's happened to him, so he hasn't joined us. Which is a shame for the Williams team. He would have been way up the top. But I'm just on board with Rapid Clappy. He hasn't set a lap yet. Duck Puncher abandoned his lap earlier on the mediums, so he's gone back into the pits and put the softs on.
Yep.
Which is probably a good call. So we've got everybody's on the softs.
Yet again, Rapid Clappy was pretty fast. I'm pretty sure he joined Easy's 12-hour stream for a little bit last night from memory. And he was really quick. Like, unfortunately, he fell to some internet problems, but once his internet got up and running, oh my, he was really quick. Like, around think he joined as we went to Imola, and he was quick around there. Same with Abu Dhabi, and as he just showed here, he went from last to fifth. So as
As
you
Perks just sets the fastest lap with a 28.75.
here we
Great lap
go.
from Perks.
So the first time in qualifying, the top three have actually gone into the 128, which is looking good as the temperature drops. Like for our viewers, you guys might watch our guys do like their time trials and stuff where like in that you don't have track temperature or anything, whereas once you get to this tack track temperature run, like it makes so much in the qualifying sessions. Like it can make and break your session depending on your tire choice and your setup. Make that top four.
This is interesting now. So Syrah has just retired in the pits in P9
Ooh,
with a
and
29.6.
like as I said, the track's getting cooler now because the sun's set lower, so the track's going to be a lot quicker than what it was. I reckon Sierra may have made a little mistake here with retiring so early.
Yeah,
I don't
I think
think.
he could be in trouble here.
Yeah,
As just as I say, that top racing life just sets
yeah.
a 28.5.
So the track,
What a lap.
and the thing is, the other thing you don't have in time trial is the track rubbers up. Like we're in Q2, like we're what probably if you go off real time, we're probably half an hour into the qualifying session. So the track's got rubber on it now. So that racing line will be grippy. Everyone will be finding their feel for the setup and all that. So it's going to be really competitive. So Sierra is in trouble here. Like especially
Sierra's going to be
if
sweating bullets. So Car Gamer's finished in P13, Henchman's finished in P11, but we still got Izzy Fizzy, Thomas Island, and Duck Puncher who's just about to settle a lap. And yes, he goes to P5, which knocks out Syrah.
yeah.
So
So
Syrah's retired early and he's paid the price.
Sierra goes
He's
down
out.
to 12th now. So on the other hand, Sierra could also be playing the strategy of being knocked out. He now gets a free choice of tyres, so he's going to
That
have
is
a
true.
really good strategy to work with. Like I've seen guys in the real life F1 actually use that. Like last year, I think Lewis got knocked out of one of the qualifying sessions, and he used that to his advantage, being on the fresh tyres, and he actually came back and won from memory. So it's looking really good. Um, like the guys out the top 10, being that we don't have many guys in here, it's like the guys out of the top 10 are going to be competitive with the guys that are in the top 10, being that they've got like the guys in the top 10 have to stop early because they're on those used tyres, whereas the guys out of the top 10 now are on the newer tyres, so it's going to be really, really competitive from what I'm seeing.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it. There's Q2. It's the top racing life sets the fastest time in Q2 with a 28.504. That is a rapid lap.
That is really
Budos in
fast.
second. Yeah, with a 28.6. Perks with a 28.7. Got Easy Reaper, Duck Puncher, FF Andy, Thomas Island, Jimmy NZ, Izzy Fizzy, and Rapid Clappy is your top 10. Fortunately, we have lost Showtime, Potato, Syrah, Henchman, and Car Gamer from the quali session. So they're gonna have a free choice of tyre. So they've got Q3 to think about that. But yeah, that's a huge time from top racing. So we've got two Alfa Romeos and two Alpines in the top 10. Huge for them. We've got Mercedes and Aston Martin the top two times at the moment. So we've lost some huge scalps in that session, particularly
Um,
Syrah and Showtime, who are
like
both up the pointy end of the championship.
unfortunately, like as some of our viewers know, like even though I didn't get to race, I still call him my teammate because he will always be my teammate now. Like the henchman, like he's really quick. He was the quickest out of him and I when I was racing for AlphaTauri last year, even though I didn't really get a race under my belt. Um, even though I want to now that my internet is clearly might be working real well. So unfortunately, the henchman's been knocked out, and that's hard to see, and it's hard to see that he's in the Haas. So hopefully he can work on that during the race, and yeah.
Well, both Haas drivers have been knocked out, as has both Red Bull drivers. That's hard for me to see. But we've got a long race ahead of us. Hopefully those guys can get back up there. So we've got a bit of a delay here. I'm not sure who we're waiting on.
Probably me. I may have to run off and shut my dogs up because my grandparents are apparently about to pull into the driveway. But besides that,
Okay.
I shall be back.
No worries.
But before that, because I'll go downstairs once my dogs start barking. Now that we're into Q3, let's put our predictions in. I reckon it might be if Top Racing, Budos and Perks keep doing what they're doing. I reckon that could be our top three. But Easy Ruby, by the looks, he's finding his rhythm. He's getting out of his tiredness. He's probably had a few coffees and Red Bulls again. Like I don't know. But my top three is probably going to be Mercedes, the Aston Martin, well, Top Racing Life because we got two Mercedes in here now. I reckon it might be Budos and Perks for our top three.
Yeah, good call. Good call. I'm just ducking into the Discord to see who we're waiting on. I think Kirko's in the session. I think he's holding us up. I'll just see if we can get hold of Kirko and see if he can leave the session and try and come back. But
Bloody Kirko.
Kirko, mate, what are you doing?
The other thing I want to also throw out to, like, not to bring like politics into our league or anything, but it's awesome to see Thomas Island and Clappy running that Ukraine flag, supporting Ukraine in their unfortunate battle with Russia. Like, they're doing what I do in my career. Unfortunately, I can't stream it. I actually run the helmet with the colours of the Ukraine flag. So shout out to those guys running the Ukraine flag on their driver. And yeah,
Yep, they've been
massive
running that for a few
respect.
weeks now, so good on them.
Massive respect to them.
Hey, here we go. Q3 is loading. Beautiful.
It was bloody Kirko.
All right. Sorry, mate, I missed that. Who did you pick for pole?
I've got Top Racing for pole. He's looking really
Top
quick.
racing. All right.
Like he was like, yeah, he was a bit off the pace from memory in Q1, but from Q2, like I think he was one of the no, he was the third one in the 28s. Like I think it was the top 5 that were in the 28s. So now that I think of it, I may change it up throughout this session, but I may jump on a bandwagon.
Well, he did set
a
a 28.5 in that last session, so it's a pretty fair bet.
But
particularly with Syrah not in Q3, he would usually be
yes,
pretty safe bet. But we're gonna have to go with someone
really
new.
clear. And also a shout out like to our viewers that can hear me. I don't normally commentate, so this is something new to me. I'm actually the head steward. So I may point out where I might place a penalty or something here and there, so throughout the race. But I'll leave, like, I won't actually.
Oh, let's give some live penalties.
Yeah.
Why not?
What does Easy call me? Michael Massey the scapegoat. So, unfortunately,
Now, it might be good actually to have a steward's perspective if we have any incidents.
Yeah, I'll throw my perspective. I'll be back. I just got to go shut my dogs up.
No worries, mate. Alright, so we'll just get a fancy graphics on so we can see what's going on. So this should be a great top 10, as we're missing a number of drivers that have either not turned up tonight or have already been knocked out. So pole is up for grabs for someone new. The Duck Puncher is the first one to start a flying lap, so let's go on board with him. Currently at the bottom of the championship table along with Potato. So to get through to Q3 is a huge effort for him. He was up there last week, but unfortunately he had a bit of a wheel issue and it made him crash on the second last lap. He would have been absolutely spewing about that. He would have got in the points. Unfortunately that wrecked his race, but we'll see what he can do in Q3 here. Actually, I'm really happy that both Duck and Easy have made Q3. Normally guys that you would see in the points fairly regularly, but they have been struggling quite a bit in these opening rounds. Right, what can Duck Puncher set as our first time? Not quite in the 28s, he'll go to a 29.75. FF Andy has invalidated, as has Perks. Thomas Island, we'll go on board with Thomas Island. I don't think we've seen much of him so far tonight. As Top Racing Life sets a 28.3. Where the hell did that come from? That is... what a lap. That's the fastest we've seen tonight by far. He's beaten his previous best in Q2 by 2/10. That is an insane time, mate. Cub could well be on the money with that pole prediction. I don't think anyone's going to beat that, surely. Wow, that is ridiculous. Anyway, we're on board with Thomas Island. He went a little bit too deep in that last corner and he sets a 29.22 to go to P4. So Alpine 3 and 4. Perks is invalidated as well. .3, that is insane. I don't have the words for that. That's... Yep, good laptop. I've got nothing. I've literally lost for words. Izzy Fizzy, yes, he's on a flyer. He sets a 29.38 to go to P5. Next across is Perks. He's on he's invalidated lap and he's gone into the pits. Rapid Clappy's on an out lap, so we'll go on a lap with Clappy. You know, that's quicker than Arc Tier 1 pole. Yeah, mate, that's an unreal lap. Top Racing Life's in the chat. That lap was nuts. Mate, where did you pull that from? That was insane. I've got no words left for it. That's just too good. You don't think you can beat it? I don't think anyone's going to beat that, mate. Alright, so everyone's heading into the pits, looking to get a fresh set of tyres before they go out on their last ditch effort. Duck's the only one on track. He's getting a fair bit of screen time tonight. We'll have to go with him again. No one else is on track. Not sure what's happened with Kirko tonight. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to have him on board in comms, which is a shame. How about we just enjoy this lap without comms? We'll see how Duck Puncher gets around the track. Turn your volume up and enjoy. Ducks had to abandon that one. We will go on board with Rapid Clappy. Still 3 drivers yet to set a time. Rapid Clappy is one of those, as is his teammate FF Andy right behind him. We'll be able to see both Alfa Romeos at once. Alfa Romeo is struggling a little bit in T1 at the moment. Both of these boys haven't had a great start. But to get both of them into Q3 is a big effort for their team. Not sure if Clappy's lagging a little bit or he's just struggling a bit here. He's a bit wobbly going around this track. Should be in the 29s for Clappy, I would think, as he crosses the line now. Yes, with a 29.6 to go to P6, and we'll cross down to FF Andy as well. He's just about, although he has invalidated. He's going to have to go again. He's got one last chance, although he's into the pits. So I would say that's the end of him. Easy Reaper goes to P4 with a 29.1. Great lap from Easy. He's looking real good up there in the top 4. He must be still jacked up on all those Red Bulls after his mammoth 12-hour stream. So FF Andy at the moment is going to start in P10. Izzy Fizzy is just going to cross over in time. He'll get another lap in, as will Thomas Island. Rapid Clappy is done. He's currently in P7, so he's not going to improve. Double with Jimmy, he's half a second up. He is pushing hard to get on that front row. Needs to beat a 28.47 from Budos. But he's looking pretty safe for a P3 at the worst. He's running low on fuel as well as he crosses the line with a 28.7. He doesn't improve on his position, he stays P3. Racing Life's into the pits. Perks. The only driver not to set a time yet. Where can he put himself? Should be a 28. Yes, it is. It's a 28.7 to go to P4. Great lap. Budos has abandoned his lap. Duck Puncher is half a second up. He sets a 28.9 to go into P6. He beats his time by 8/10. Great lap from Duck Puncher at the death. Thomas Island has unfortunately invalidated, so that should be him done, and that will be Q3 done, in fact. So Top Racing Life gets the pole, with Budos alongside him on the front row. Mercedes Aston Martin front row. Great effort from Easy Reaper up into starting in P3 on the second row alongside Perks. But Jimmy NZ in 5th, Duck Puncher 6th, Thomas Island in 7th, Izzy Fizzy 8th, and the two Alfa Romeo boys in 9th and 10th. So once again, well done, Top Racing Life, a 128.347, which actually only beat Budos by a 10th, so great effort from Budos as well. Look at the top three. There's only a 10th and a half between the top three times. What a session from those guys. Well done. Only half a second between the top six. Even Thomas Island there in P7, 29.2, great time from him. Alright, here we go. I think if Top Racing Life can get a good start, he's going to be hard to catch, judging by quality. But of course, the race is a totally different beast, and anything could happen. And in Tier 1, it usually does. Anyone in the chat want to take bets on when we'll see the first safety car? I'm betting it's going to be in single figures. Maybe lap 4. I don't know why, but I'm going to go with lap 4 first safety car. Tangawang in chat. Turn 2.
I am here now. Right.
Alright, here we go. So you were right, mate. Top Racing Life was our pole man.
God,
He
I'm
set a
good.
128.3. 28.3.
God, I'm good at this. More often.
So here's our order: Top Racing Life, Budos, Easy Reaper, Perks, Jimmy NZ, Duck Puncher, Thomas Island, Izzy Fizzy, the two Alfa Romeos in 9th and 10th with Clappy and FF Andy. Showtime in 11th, Potato 12th, Syrah 13th, Henchman 14th, Car Gamer and Andy Hannafin 15th and 16th, and apparently Kirko is coming racing with us as well in 17th. This should be interesting.
Superstar, hey?
Last time he did this, he retired on track, which set off a safety car, so that could be set up all sorts of chaos if he does that again. He obviously hasn't joined as a spectator, and he's jumped in a car for some reason. Anyway, let's have a look at the tyres that everyone's starting on. So the top 10 are all starting on the softs, and then we got Showtime through to Car Gamer, so 11th through to 15th are starting on the mediums, and then Andy Hannafin at the back is starting on the softs. So Andy Hannafin no doubt is going to be looking to make up as many positions as he possibly can to start this one.
Oh yeah, I could probably see Andy running the softer hard. I reckon he would be betting on a early safety car. So he will be...
Pretty safe bet, I think.
So if he gets that early safety car that he's probably hoping for and switches to the mediums or the hards early, being that it's only a 50% race, mediums being that it'll make it a two-stop race, and if he gets another safety car, which is a high bet, if he gets another safety car in that medium stint, he could be on for a podium.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've had a bit of shenanigans on the formation lap. 4 guys have been disqualified already. So there's the pit stop strategy on screen. So sticking a soft to medium or a soft to hard for the soft runners. I wonder if anyone will go on the hards. That could be a big gamble.
I don't know if I heard you properly. Did you say the whole grid is on softs?
The top 10 are on softs, plus Andy Hannafin at the back. So 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th are all on the mediums.
See, they could be hoping for
All right, here we
safety car, a late safety car.
We've got 5 lights. And we're underway in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
And I
Great
got to
start
do
from
it.
Budos. He's taken top spot already.
I said to Scotty that I'd do it. It's 5 lights out and it's go, go, go.
Very nice. Perks gets up into second too now. So Top Racing Life has lost two positions already. Got a bit of position switching down the order. Jimmy and Zed's got up to P6. Duck Puncher in P5. Great start from Budos. He's at 1.4 seconds ahead of Perks in second already. He is flying.
Same with Andy Hefner. He's gone from 17th to 13th on the first
13th already.
lap.
Yeah, made up 3 spots, I should say. Kirko's Ghost is up into 15th. Go, Kirko. The medium runners not starting so well. They've lost a few positions. But yeah, Budos has just taken off to start this lap. He's 1.5 seconds ahead already. Pretty clean start.
That,
T1.
from first to 17th, the gap is 10 seconds already. So Budos is looking really, really strong on this first lap. So if he can get if his strategy selection is perfect, and if we, I highly doubt it, but if we get through this race with no safety car, I reckon he could take the win here.
Yeah, absolutely. Budos sets the pace early with a 33.19. So just looking at the position changes, so the best start so far was from Car Gamer. He's up 4 spots from his starting at 15th. As Syrah gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane already. Showtime's in the pits with him, so we've had a bit of contact in the backfield.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Sierra's camera right now, and by the looks, yeah, you might be right here. They were changing the front wing on his car. I don't know if they're changing the front wing on Showtime's car, but I don't know what tyre they've gone to. Where is it? So,
So Andy
Sierra,
Hannaford is also up 4 spots as his car gamer.
Showtime's thrown another set of softs on. Or if, I think, sorry, did you say Showtime started on mediums?
Showtime did start on the mediums,
Softs.
yeah, he's put the softs on now.
Righto. So, by the looks, he might be doing a medium soft to soft strategy, depending. If a safety car comes out, they could run it. I reckon he could run it to the end, depending on how how good he is at saving those tyres. But it's really
it's
early to go to those
interesting
softs,
call for sure.
at the same time, the softs will make up so much time.
Yeah, he's got a bit of time to make up now. He's 21 seconds behind.
Rapid Clappy with
Clappy.
a 3-second time penalty as well. I don't know what that
Clappy's
was
into the pits as well.
So
he
the
must have a
bottom
front wing damage as well. He does. Clappy's put on a fresh set of softs.
So by the looks, everyone's the strategies have changed up a lot from that first lap.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Andy Hannafin attacking the back of Car Gamer, Andy Hannafin's up to 11th already, so he's had a great start on those softs, getting through the medium runners. We've got a bit of a battle going on here between Izzy, Thomas Island, Car Gamer, and Andy Hannafin. Potato is starting to catch up to the back of them as well.
I'm currently on Car Gamer's onboard, and Andy's basically
As are we.
right on his gearbox, and he's right on the gearbox of Thomas Island. So that battle is gonna look good once the tyres get into.
Andy Hannafin's having a look around the outside, and here's one of these spectacular camera angles, as I was mentioning earlier. That was brilliant. And Andy Hannafin's got the job done, so he's up into the points already after just 4 laps.
The bit that hurts Car Gamer is that he's got the mediums on, and Andy Heffernan and Thomas Island, they've got the softs on, so they have that massive speed advantage around here. I think the softs have a 1.5 second speed advantage as Car Gamer starts to get real close to the back of Thomas Island here. So this battle could continue on until the end of the race, I reckon, unless there's something that goes wrong with either of those three. It's looking real good between 10th, 9th and 8th here.
We've got a huge DRS train happening now.
As I just saw, Andy Heffernan is gone up another spot into 8th.
He's up into P8 now. He is
so
flying.
He's looking really, really strong around here.
But as I said, Top Racing Life has had to pit for a new wing, so he's all the way back down into 14th now. As Clappy also is back into the pits, and he has put on another set of mediums. Top Racing Life put on the softs. We've got a huge DRS train happening now between. Thomas Island is just outside of second now.
That's right. So Sierra and Clappy, unfortunately, from what I've seen from my racing perspective, I also want to. Hopefully, I want to see Clappy may try and fight, coming from a steward's perspective. I want to see what actually caused that penalty. Sierra's is fair. I can't really remember what he got. But Stuart's perspective, it's good to see the guys really dig in and get really competitive in this. You could have they fight penalties, 15-second penalties. They can fight all of them, and it just shows how competitive this league is, and it really boosts me as a steward to see these guys are so competitive that it puts pressure on me, and I love pressure being a basketball player away from this. I love pressure, so they put pressure on me. Like, my decisions can make and break a championship. Like, same with the, Henchman, and I can't remember who the other steward is in tier 2. I know Henchman's one. Can't remember who the other one is.
Potato.
Like,
Potato is the other one.
our decisions.
Speaking of Potato, he just made
influence-
an awesome move around the outside of Thomas Island on the mediums, mind you.
Wow.
Thomas Island on the softs. So Potato is making those yellows look rapid.
Like,
Up into P10 now.
like it. Like, when it comes to the tier 2 stuff, and I'm with them, like, it gets so, like, pressure gets so heavy that, like, last week, or the week before, I can't remember, that I actually gave them a lot of say in it because I didn't know what to do. So, I love it. Like, I want to see Clappy fight his penalty, because I don't know what happened there, because I was away from the screen when it happened. Like, I know he got a penalty, but I don't know what happened. Same with Sierra. Like, I want to see them fight it, because I want to see that competitive instinct in all our race drivers in tier 1 and tier 2. Like, I want to see the fight. Like, I don't want them to get a penalty and just go, oh, whatever, I just got a penalty for doing something idiotic. But I don't care how bad, like, I don't care if you cleanly cut the corner or anything. I just want to see them fight their penalties and
Speaking
make
of fighting,
the
there
race
is a real battle going on between FF Andy and Easy Reaper. Jimmy NZ, Andy and Andy Hannafin, all four of them
I might be a bit
within a
biased
bee
here,
stick
but
of
I
each other
kinda
as
wanna see,
Jimmy on the back of Easy Reaper here. And
come on,
around
Easy.
the outside, he's made the move
Ooh,
stick
3
around the
second
inside
time.
actually.
Talking about Henchman,
Great
3
move.
second time penalty on Henchman here. I think it may have been for extending track limits. I'm pretty sure that's what the 3 seconds usually comes out
We've got
for.
Jimmy NZ making a move around the outside of FF Andy now with the DRS, and he's made that stick. He's up into P4.
Very, very well done by Jimmy NZ there. I've seen him race in this league. I've raced against him when I was in OSC before my internet decided to be an idiot. Like, when he's on, he's on. Like, he is very good at what he does when he's behind that wheel. Same with Easy. Like, when he's on, he's on. Like, I may sound biased here because most of those guys are my mates. Like, Easy Reaper, he's my boy. Like, he gave me a shout out for my stream when I was starting out. I gave him a shout out. And I gave him a shout out where he is. Not taking credit for it. But
Well, he's all over Andy Hannafin at the moment.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
right on him. He's looking for a move. He's looking around the inside. No, he backs out that one. Andy Hannafin and FF
like,
Andy
in my
have a
opinion,
real battle going on.
like that little chicane bit in under the building there, that's something where you can actually lift early. From what I found last night when I was doing the stuff with Easy, like, I could lift and I could just hold it through there. But it's also depending on the setup that you have. I had a thing with Scotty or Scooty, whatever his gamer tag is, Scooty Mac, and I was just running with him. I was taking balance setups, and with the balance setup, you can hold it through that chicane, and when you get through there faster and faster every lap, like, it feels really rewarding. Like, just completing a lap, like, just getting around Monaco cleanly, like, without hitting a wall and taking any damage, as well as hitting a wall. Like, it feels really rewarding. And if you get it, like, if you put your car on pole or get the win or even a podium, like, these tracks are really rewarding if you get them really well done. So it makes you feel good. Like, it gives you that boost in confidence that you can push it through here, you can push it through there. So I like to see them pushing the track limits, as Sierra and Izzy Fizzy Henchman and Clappy have done, as well as FF
Yeah, we're
Andy
starting
now.
to see a few penalties now.
Like, this track is notorious for penalties from what I've seen, so it's like, it's awesome, and I bet every single one of them are going to fight these penalties. But like,
Look at these three now. Jimmy has just gone into the pits, which has released Andy Hannafin. He's got FF Andy right behind him with the DRS. Is he going to make a move? Oh, he's
hold
looked.
it.
Oh no, there's a bit of contact.
Andy held that slide
okay.
really well. Like,
okay, I thought FF was going to be spinning into the wall there, but he's okay.
He controlled that really well. I'll give him props on that. So I really want to put a thing out there. I wanted to do it when I was watching a stream. I think it was round 1, and I was watching the stream. Who would you say, like, when it comes to tyres, wet racing and all that, who would you say is more like Shane Van Gisbergen and Jamie Whincup combined when it comes to saving tyres and racing in the wet? Who would you say is in that strong point?
Whoa, that's a good question. I'll say Sierra's pretty up there, but he's down in P12, so he's got a lot of work to do. I don't know, to be honest. Duck Punch is doing quite well up there in P3, just quietly. The Ferraris in 3rd and 4th. Strong showing from them.
Like, I know it's equal, like, performance and stuff, but I don't know how far that actually goes, because I haven't really read up on it. But the Ferraris, no matter if it's equal performance or like career mode performance, like the Ferraris seem to be really strong around here, and that's what I like to see. I like to see the Ferraris back on top. Like, when I was younger, I'm only 21, so yeah. So when I was younger, Michael Schumacher was still racing. So, and I used to sit there and watch it with Dad every now and then. And Michael Schumacher around high-speed tracks, he used to be on point, and I used to love it. So, if you can't tell that Michael Schumacher's my guy, I love his racecraft. Like, yeah, people say I may get hate.
You and me both, mate.
Like, I'm gonna get a lot of hate in our stream chat for this. Lewis Hamilton is nobody compared to Michael Schumacher. Like, yeah, he's broken records.
You're gonna get the chat stirred up here.
Like, yeah, Lewis Hamilton is good at what he does, but it's like comparing, being a basketball player, it's like comparing someone like LeBron James with Kobe Bryant. Like, yeah, I like Kobe, but it's like comparing them to Michael Jordan. Like, yeah, people break his records and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's what they do away from the racetrack that makes them the GOAT that they are. Like,
so here we go. We've got five cars into the pits now.
Yeah.
Budos, Perks, Andy Hannafin, FF Andy, and Easy Reaper have all come in. I should bring up the tyres to see what they've done. They've all 5 of them have put on mediums. Well, interestingly, earlier, Duck Puncher, he was on the mediums before, and he's pit and put on another set of mediums.
Oh no!
His car gamer gets a 3-second time penalty.
Just waiting for my internet went flat, so my Xbox hooked up to my phone. I just need to wait.
The car gamer is the new leader of the race. Him and Potato both on 10-lap-old mediums. Whereas we've got Budos, Perks, and Duck Puncher just behind them on a fresh set of mediums. Top Racing Life still on the softs. Andy Hannafin, Henchman, picks up a 3-second penalty. He is down in 15th. He is having a bit of a shocker down there. Kirko's Ghost is in the pits, putting on the hards. Good on you, Kirko. Still battling away down there. Rapid Clappy is having a shocker as well. He's right at the back, a long way behind.
Goffy, if you can you send me a quick invite back to the game? My internet decided to die, and being that it hooked up to my phone, it my phone gives me either a choice of running the party or the game. So I've hooked back up to my internet.
There you go.
Cheers. And I'll jump back in.
Sent you an invite. We'll duck up to the front battle. We got Potato on the back of Car Gamer, just half a second behind. We got blue flags.
Blue flags already?
Car somewhere around here.
Wow.
Got yellows
Very
in sector
early
3.
for the blue
Henchman's out.
flags.
Henchman has crashed. Will that bring out the safety car? Yes, it does.
Oh, we got an early safety car. I want to see
We
who's
have
still
our
on the
first
softs.
safety car.
Whoever's on the softs, it wouldn't surprise me if they go on. I'm watching Racing Top right now. I reckon he should have gone. Yeah, you can't exactly bet on a safety car. Well, you can in this league, but like the mediums can make the end here. Now that the safety cars come out, like the 50% races are made for a one-stop race, but if we now, being that basically the whole field is now on mediums, if we get a really late safety car, it wouldn't surprise me if we see a very, very busy pit lane with double stacking and everything, with people going back to softs to have that speed advantage.
Alright, well, if you're Car Gamer and Potato, who are at the front with 11 lap old mediums, what do you do here? Do you go in and change them, or do you stay out and keep the lead of the race?
What do we have
about
left?
to get the answer from Car Gamer, and yeah,
we've
Car
got
Gamer's
13
in, Potato's
laps
in. They're both
left. With 13 laps left, we'll go 12 laps left. They're going to softs.
Yeah,
So,
Car Gamer's put the softs on. What's Potato? It's put the softs on as well.
So this strategy might work, being that they're behind the safety car. So being that they're going slow, if they don't, I know they need to get heat in the tires, but if they don't push to the limit and they conserve and I mean cross everything for another safety car, which wouldn't surprise me, because I've seen league races in this league, and it can shape up a race. Like, if these guys are on the right strategy, but if we don't see another safety car, I reckon these medium guys could flog them here.
Yeah, well, the softs. Well, we've still got 12 laps to go, so the softs are going to be struggling by the end of that, I would imagine.
Yes, they are. So these guys could go from a 2-stop to a 3-stop strategy and go medium soft. Yeah, medium soft, soft, soft. And if, being that they have that speed advantage, the leaders have really fresh mediums, so I don't see them pitting anytime soon. Even with a safety car, but the top 4, I should say, you also have to think of defending, and pushing, being that, Car Gamer has a penalty, but Potato right behind him does not, so Car Gamer's going to push these tyres, because if he gets to that lead early, being that he has that speed advantage with the tyres, he's got to push his car to the limit and push his limit of the track and have confidence for the fact that he's got a 3-second penalty, so he needs to have those 3 seconds by the end of the race. Because unfortunately, when it comes to 3 seconds, you can't serve them in the pit lane, whereas you can with the 5 seconds and 10 seconds.
Correct. Yep. Actually, we'll just have a quick look at the penalties now. So, as you said, Car Gamer, FF Andy, Top Racing Life, all with 3-second penalties. But Izzy Fizzy with a 5 seconds, so he can serve that in the pits a bit later on, perhaps. I mean, Showtime is also on 3 seconds, as is Sirat Rapid Clappy at the bottom with 6 seconds, so he is not having a great time. I think he's actually caught... he's got quite a bit of catching up to do. This actually could be quite good for Clappy. He was over a minute behind, so he's going to be able to...
Clappy, this has worked out for him here. He did well to stay on the lead lap here. Because if he got lapped, he would have had from what I've heard, what happened to Easy Reaper a couple of weeks ago or last week, where he got lapped and then he got stuck behind the safety car with the leader, so he got lapped by the whole field, which, yeah, wrecked his race as it does. So this safety car has helped Clappy in a massive way, and I give him props for
Absolutely,
that.
he'll be
He
cheering.
did really well. Like, we got guys on the hard tyres actually now. Like, Izzy Fizzy's on 5-lap-old hards with a 5-second penalty. So, unfortunately for him, he can't hope for a... Like, he can pit and serve that once the safety car goes in, but then he's got to hope for a really late safety car for him to pit again, get those softs on, and hope that he doesn't go a lap down while he does it. Because if he goes in and serves that penalty under green and then gets a late safety car, and this could shape the whole field as well. Like, even though they're on fresh tyres now, they, like all the medium runners and hard runners, may pit for those softs to have that speed advantage at the end. Like, we could have a sprint to the end here.
Yeah, we're still waiting for... I think we're going to go another lap here. We're still waiting for Clappy to catch up to the back of the field. So just having a look at the positional changes. So it's been a huge first half of the race for Andy Hannaford and Cargamer. Both of them up 12 and 10 places respectively. So, although we just seen Izzy Fizzy duck into the pits now, so he's going to be able to serve that 5-second penalty. And he's probably going to get rid of the hards, I would say. What's he going to do? Yeah, he's putting on the softs.
Can he serve it on the safety car though?
Penalty. Yes, he can.
Ah, I thought...
You just can't serve a drive-through under safety car.
That's right. And here I am saying that I'm the head steward and I still don't know the rules of proper F1. But with
Looks like Clappy's going to pick up position here, is he? No, not quite. Izzy's just got out ahead of him, so he's on fresh softs.
Clappy is on a 3-stop strategy at the moment. So in 15 laps, he has stopped 3 times. Like, yeah, he stopped, I think it was for damage repair. But in a way, unfortunately, he's got the 3-second penalty, so 6 seconds, which is 2 3-second penalties, which he can't serve. So, unfortunately, that 6-second penalty is going to hurt him unless he can put his foot to the floor and run away with it. But, unfortunately, with almost 10 laps to go, 10 and a half laps to go, I don't see it happening. Like, yeah, being a steward and that, and used to racing with these guys, they're all my mates. And I gotta have faith in mates, but I don't see Clappy coming back unless he can find pace and the rest crash out. The bottom Showtime's made the 2-stopper work. So's Thomas Island, he hasn't lost many positions. Same with racing with Top. But from 9th up, they're all on a 1-stop strategy by the looks of it. So, Potato and Car
here we
Gamer.
go. The safety car coming in, so the boys are getting ready to race again. Budos is lagging all over the place. He's going to make it hard for Perks. Duck Buncher behind them.
Oh, right now we've got a Ferrari 3-4. Andy Heffernan coming back from last to 4th, but right now he's got Car Gamer right on his gearbox. So
well, here we go.
Around the
We're
outside,
back under racing
like
conditions.
Paid driver, good strategy there by Car Gamer, holding that outside line to get inside for turn 2.
The boys are battling for position here as we go racing again. Car Gamer's got up to P4, getting past Andy. It's been a good start from Budos. He's out to a second leader. Duck Puncher picks up a 3-second penalty.
But at the same time, Car Gamer also has a 3-second penalty too. So currently he's 2 seconds behind, which I think keeps Duck Puncher in front of him. Just.
Cluffy gets another 3 seconds.
Kirko dropping
yeah,
down to last. Did
Oh,
Kirko...
Kirko's down to 16th. He's still hanging in there though.
Come on, Kirko.
We've got Potato closing in on the
wanna
back
ask
of
a question.
Andy.
What happened to you having the week off? I thought it was meant to be Kirko and I commentating, but here we are.
Well, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Kirko tonight. He wasn't able to get in. He got into the game,
decided
but he
to race.
couldn't get into the party. I don't know. Who knows? I've had to soldier on. We've had to soldier on without him. We've got the field closing up here as Potato right on Andy Hannafin.
Thing is, though, now we've got Car Gamer up in the
Gamer.
third. He's got the speed advantage and he's got younger tyres compared to the other guys in front of him. So he's got that real speed advantage for now, but these mediums will come alive towards the end. Like, we have, what, 7 laps or something to go. 8 laps to go, sorry. So these mediums will start to come alive now. Same with the hards, depending on the track temperature right now. I think mediums may have been the go-to, unfortunately for Kirko, being that he's dropped back so far. I don't know if he's spun or not. But Rapid Clappy's gone back to the softs, so he's gone to a 4-stop strategy. He's going back to the 2011, 2010 days of 3 and 4 stop strategies. But mind you, if he stays on that lead lap and doesn't lose pace and the rest pit, it could work out for Clappy here.
I'll just bring up the tyres because I've forgotten who were... So yeah, Budos and Perks are at the front with the mediums. Car Gamer's making a bit of ground up on the softs. But yeah, I mean, it's going to depend on how hard he's going to push those softs.
Yeah.
And what kind of condition they're going to be in the final laps.
Like, from what I found today in my career race, because I've got everything set to simulation, including damage, like, you can push the softs, but around a high-speed track like Saudi Arabia and Portugal, like, you can't push them hard early, because if you push them hard early, you're going to lose them real bloody quick.
Yeah, well, Budos still leads this race. We've got about 7 laps to go. I think
Budos' driving.
Terrible.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
He's bouncing all over the place at the moment.
Really tell when someone's lagging, from what I've seen from the streams and stuff, is when someone in the lead's lagging really bad, you can see second back right off because of them shifting around the track. And that's the problem I had when I was racing. I was really laggy to the point that last night when I was racing with Easy, I didn't realise that any internet goes. So because I knew that my internet may have been laggy, I pulled off on the first lap and I was third. I was third in the race, and being that I was laggy and didn't want to wreck anyone's race, I pulled off to the side, and yeah, Easy blew up and he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're fine, you're fine. And it's like, I thought it was, yeah. So from there on, I raced as hard as I could. But in this, you can't have someone with bad internet because it can wreck your race. And these guys, like, even though, yeah, it's a social league, but they're racing for pride basically here.
Well, Perks has managed it well. He's managed to get the lead of this race now. Made the move around Budos despite the lagginess, and it was a clean move. So he's done it really well.
Car Gamer falling back a little bit.
To put a gap on Budos already.
Car Gamer's fallen back 2 seconds, so these mediums might be the tyre to be on here. Like, even though Car Gamer's on only, like, he's on younger tyres compared to the top 2, he's fallen back. So I have a feeling medium tyres are the pace tyres right now, being, like, you usually see medium tyres being the go-to tyres in hot conditions, but as I said, you don't know the track temperature right now. So if the track's warm...
Jimmy's hit the wall there. We've got a super battle going on here between
It's a
FF Andy,
DRS train
Jimmy.
between Jimmy and that.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's got damage there now. He's hit the wall.
Yeah,
He's going to have front wing damage. I would imagine it's
I'll
lost.
have a
He's lost some
look.
pace there. Showtime's got past him pretty
You
easily.
can usually tell, yeah, oh, it's hard to tell. He hasn't lost an end plate on his front wing or anything. So maybe he may have damaged his side pods,
Oh, his top racing
depending
life's
on
got
how
at the
he
back
hit.
of Jimmy.
Oh, that wouldn't
I feel
be
like
good
Jimmy's
for
going
the
to have to
front
pit. Yes,
wing.
he does.
Yep,
Jimmy
Jimmy
has
pits.
pulled off and pit. He's definitely got damage. That's a
The
real shame for
thing,
Jimmy. He was in a good
yeah,
spot there in the top 10, but
Jimmy was
he's going to
doing
drop
well.
way down the order.
The bit that I want Cody's, like, moving on to the F1 2022, the thing I want Cody's to bring in is a kind of damage simulation like what Project Cars has. Like, because it doesn't, like, even though it takes a lot of internet, I usually do, being that they're enduro races, they don't really care about your internet. So when I do those, like I do the 12
Oh,
Bathurst
Car
12
Gamer's lost
hours.
it.
Oh
Sorry to
no,
interrupt you there, mate.
you're right.
Car Gamer has spun. He
Car
was in a battle
Gamer.
there and he's dropped all the way down to P13 now. That's a costly mistake from him. There was no
Very.
contact.
We
He's
got
done that on his own.
Mind you, oh no, I forgot he had a penalty. I was about to say if he stayed penalty free and pushed, I reckon he could make a lot up in the order, but I don't know what penalties are in front because I'm on the tyres.
Whoa!
If he
FF
pushes,
Andy has just had a spectacular
Oh.
crash. He has
not FF
been like
Andy,
a pinball machine and his car has exploded.
did he do a Mick Schumacher? Is
There
that
was some
another safety
dodgem cars
car?
going on there.
That is another safety car with
It's a
about
safety- it is
6
a
laps to
safety car.
5 laps to go. Let's see if the pit lane gets busy here of people coming in for softs. Someone's come in for softs here. A lot of people have come in, and I bet you they're putting
Everyone's in.
softs
Car
on.
Game has stayed out.
They're all putting softs on here. So it's going to, as I said, this is now going to shape up this race a lot because these guys on the fresher softs have got to have more pace than the guys that are currently on the mediums. And they're going to be kicking themselves. Like, yeah, Buddas and Perks have been quick on the mediums, but those mediums are going to start getting old very, very shortly. Whereas the guys that have come to softs, they're going to have those fresh tyres and the speed. So it's going to be up to Perks and Buddas to hold them off because Showtime's on seven lap old softs, and in a 50% race, these softs do not last long. So it's going to be a sprint to the end, and I am going to love it.
It's an interesting call from both the Red Bulls actually. Showtime and Car Game are both staying out on 7 lap old softs.
Yeah.
So I imagine their tyres are going to be worn quite a bit, and they're going to be, these guys on the fresh softs are going to be all over them when we restart.
Like, especially Car Gamer, because he had that spin earlier, that would have hurt his softs real bad. Like, as I was saying, the thing I want Cody's to bring in is like actual simulation damage, like flat spots, proper rear wing damage, like how you have on the front wing, how you can knock it off. And if you knock the rear wing off, it's retirement. Like, Project Cars have that. Like, I don't retire, I just pit and repair it. But in this, like, Cody's and EA Sports now, I should say, are looking at bringing F1 to the same level as iRacing and Project Cars. Like, if they want to bring simulation damage to the point that they want to, they need to remove that rear wing off high contact crashes. Except for reduced damage, I wouldn't remove it for that. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, that would make racing so interesting to see, like, guys without a rear wing, give them that option to keep racing or retire, but you don't see F1 cars going through a race without a rear wing. That's just that's Tokyo Drift style. But like, it would make racing interesting because you won't have guys, because these guys want to race cleanly because they don't want to face me or henchmen or anything. they will not ride the back end of these guys like they do right now. So bringing that proper simulation damage into F1 2022, it could make these battles interesting because you have guys wanting to push hard so they don't lose their rear wing, plus you have the guys behind that don't want to rub and race because they don't want to knock that rear wing off and cause themselves a 10-second or 15-second penalty. So
we could have about 5 people finishing if we had sim damage.
Yeah, that we would. That we would. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, it would make this game much more better. Because it would be like in Korea, you don't want to push hard, plus you want to pull away from the guy behind you. Because the AI is so aggressive now, you don't want him to rear end you and knock that rear wing off. Especially if you're leading.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna have a three lap dash to the finish. If assuming the safety car is in this lap, which I think it should be, and there we go.
That it is.
Race control. Safety car is coming in, so we're gonna have a 3 lap dash to the finish. So these 3 guys at the front on 10 lap old mediums, they're gonna come under attack pretty quickly. I would think so. Yeah, it's gonna be up to their racecraft to see whether they can hold these guys off. It's going to be a real challenge for them.
How about this? I think I may have commentator's curse coming back, but I may have helped Clappy here because I mentioned that safety car late on will help him, and here he is, 8 seconds behind the leader now. So it's going to help him real good. Like, everyone's spreading out. I'm hoping that there's not a busy night in the stewards here because I want to keep drinking. But, like...
Well, here we go. We're back under racing conditions.
Here we go.
Boys are back.
Clean through turn 1 from the looks. They're all spread out here. Oh, very
Position
slow.
changes all over the joint here.
That it
Showtime
is.
moves up into P4.
I'm just scrolling through the field as they're going through turn 1, keeping the same camera angle. Kirko, bit thingy on the restart here. He's dropped right... Oh, no, he hasn't dropped right back. But he's dropped... No, back into the... He's dropped the second...
Puncher Jimmy, they've all got penalties.
So
They've all got 3 seconds.
Kirko's dropped a second behind Clappy already. So, unfortunately for Kirko...
Poor Kirko, he's gone.
Oh, is he?
He's not actually racing, it's his ghost.
So, Kirko's racing person, his Stig, his step-in driver...
Yeah, that's it.
It's hurt him. Like, it's hurt Kirko real bad. Like, I reckon his ghost should have pit for softs, and he would have been alright.
Well, Car Gamer's got a 3-second penalty as well now. The penalties are really starting to rack up, and it's going to play a huge part into the final lap here.
Being that we're 3 laps from the end here, they're going to be pushing very, very hard, so they're going to be extending...
From Thomas up the inside at Top Racing.
Like, they're going to be pushing the limits here, so... They're going to push the track limits, the limits of their car. They're going to test out how close they can get to the wall before they actually knock a bit of wing off. And they're going... Oh, we got a yellow flag.
Syrah's crashed.
Oh, but we won't see a safety
car
car
is out of this race. We're not going to have a safety car. We don't have enough time, so we're going to have to push on. But Syrah is out of the race.
I feel sorry for Syrah, being that he was so strong in qualifying from what I saw and the race. I do feel sorry for Syrah. Like, I actually want to go through the field and look at their ERS management here while I've got the telemetry up. Everyone, being that we were behind the safety car, everyone's in the 80s to 60s in their ERS deployment. So everyone's got that battery power there to help them boost them down those straights and the DRS, being that we're in a DRS train. But we won't...
Are we going to have the DRS activated? We might get it on the final lap, but I don't
think
we've got it.
Yeah, we'll have DRS for the final lap here.
Oh, that could make things interesting because these guys are bunched up. They're all within a second of each other.
So Perks needs to stay within 3 seconds of Budos, as he's got a 3-second penalty. So And if Andy stays where he is, I think Andy needs to push a bit harder here for him to stay on the podium. So this podium isn't going to be the podium that you guys see right now. So it's the penalties are going to make this podium, which is going to be really interesting unless someone crashes out and they push, being that we're on the final lap. So final lap, so like everyone's within not even a second of each other here. Like where is it?
Yeah, there's going to be DRS.
Leader.
DRS all through this field.
Oh yeah, there's
not
DRS,
many that are outside the 1 second as Potato gets past Thomas Island, as Duck Puncher does as well. So the first of the medium runners have dropped out of the podium spots now as Showtime moves up into P3 on his softs. And Andy Hannafin and Top Racing Life are now going to be under attack by all these guys on the fresh softs.
Being that we're on the last lap now, I'm giving, like, I know he's going to get it from the game's sake because of how many positions he's made up, but Andy Heffernan has my driver of the day. This guy has come from last to fourth and made up 12 positions. So he's
You read my mind, I was thinking the same thing.
He is getting my driver
Duck Puncher
of the
gets
day.
another 3 second time penalty.
Duck Puncher. Pushing the limits
So,
a bit
yeah, as
too
we were
hard
saying,
there,
these
mate.
time penalties are really going to come into play as we cross the finish line. Who knows who's going to win this race?
Busy night. That is for sure.
Perks could be... I think Perks is in the perfect position. He's got no penalties as we cross the line, and Perks gets the win. Budos
Perks
crosses
gets
the
the
line
win.
first on track, but Perks
Gets second.
goes from third to first due to no penalties and wins this race.
That was awesome. Like, I really enjoyed that race. Props to all the guys keeping it, from what I saw, fairly clean. So hopefully they don't give me a busy night tonight, because I want to keep drinking, but I'll drink and do it and see how many races I can wreck.
Well,
But
that could be interesting. So
yeah.
Perks is our Jeddah Grand Prix winner. From third, he wasn't even in the top three. He's battled through, and because of no penalties, he's managed to get the win. Brilliant race from him. So Budos will claim P2, and Potato in the Haas gets P3. Huge points for him. He was down the bottom of the championship, so that's massive points for him. So there we go. Perks wins the race. Budos in second. These results are all provisional, of course, until
I make
our
my
man
decisions.
Cub here goes over the reports. Potato gets P3. Showtime P4 and the fastest lap, so he picks up an extra point there for Red Bull. Andy Hannafin starting in P16, battle all the way through to P5. A great race from him. Easy Reaper in P6. Good points for the Williams man. Thomas Island in 7th. Jimmy NZ 8th. Top Racing Life 9th. And Izzy Fizzy claims the final championship point. Fortunately, no points tonight for Duck Puncher, Car Gamer and Clappy. Kirko finishes in P14, a solid effort from Kirko's Ghost, and we had a couple of DNFs with Syrah, FF Andy and the Henchman, unfortunately not finishing this race. So we'll see whether we can get some of these guys in the chat. Perks, Budos and Potato. We'll see whether we can invite these guys in.
And while we're at it, I just want to say massive props to Easy Reaper tonight from doing his 12-hour stream that he did last night and coming back to finish 6th. Massive props to him.
I'll just send these invites out. So we've had Potato join the party. Welcome, mate. Make sure to include your audio, buddy.
Yeah.
Mate, congratulations. Starting in P12 and you get on the podium. Congratulations. How did you see that one?
Thanks, mate. It was a good one. I was just making sure I didn't collect any penalties because I knew it'd play a huge part at the end of this track.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw it did. Everyone jumped all over the place in that finishing order crossing the line. But you've managed to get into P3, so in your position on the table, that's huge points for you, mate.
I know, it's about time that I got my good finish, and I had a very sloppy qualifying. I butchered in Q2. I was looking good to fight for pole, but that didn't happen. But luckily enough, I ran a good race and pulled it through.
Absolutely.
Just
it's a
a question
great
for
result for you
myself.
and the Haas.
How, like, with the positions that you made, like, I'm looking at it now, 12th to 3rd, you must have pushed your car really hard, or was it the setup that you had?
Nah, on that last lap, I think I went from like 9th to 5th and then collected the rest on penalties. On that last lap, I was just maximum attack. It was pretty good.
Well, in that, good job, mate. Nice
mate.
drive.
Congratulations, mate. That's a massive podium for you. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, buddy.
No worries.
I think we got Budos in the chat as well.
G'day boys, how are you?
Make sure you've included your audio, my man.
Yeah.
Mate, congratulations on your P2. How are you feeling in those final laps with those old mediums on and everyone else behind you on the fresh softs?
Yeah, I knew that I sort of was trying to fake Perks out by pretending to go into the pits anyway, but he sort of just followed behind me. Me and Perks had a pretty good pace, so I thought, look, it'll probably just be a battle between us two after the restart, unless someone sort of jumps ahead or whatever, or we got penalties, and unfortunately I did the second last lap. So
yeah,
anyway, it was a good battle, but yeah, I was hoping that my medians would see me through, and I thought I still had good pace on them, but yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, well, you did cross the line first, but unfortunately that time penalty did bump you back
right.
down into P2.
That's right. I was kind of hoping that Perks
great points though, of course.
would because I saw that he had 2 warnings as well, so I was kind of hoping he'd get one more just so it would play out the way that I wanted, but that's okay. Look, it was a good race and we had a good battle there at the end, and yeah, I love this track, so I think that showed today.
Absolutely. Well, that's great points for you, mate.
Awesome,
well done.
Yeah.
Awesome drive tonight, mate. Budos.
Thanks, dude.
Like, from what I'm looking at, you and Perks are actually the only ones beside Andy Heffernan made it work as well, but you guys, the top 2, you guys are really the only ones that made that one-stop work. Was it the pace that you guys had, or was it the setup that you guys were running?
I think it's a bit of both. I think, and a bit of luck with not as many safety cars and whatever it might be, because this track does attract a few. So yeah, I think we were just allowed to race, which was good. And I suppose being at the front makes it a bit easier than having to dodge and weave people on a narrow street circuit like Jeddah. So being at the front was my only concern was getting penalties, and yeah, unfortunately at the end there that was my only downfall. But I was pushing the car, but I suppose we both had good pace, and it was just a good battle at the end there. And Perk's a hell of a driver too, so it was really good to see him up the top.
Nice. What was?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you couldn't hang on to the win, but
yeah, that's right.
P2 is a massive result for you.
Yeah,
what like going back to that final safety car? What were the thoughts going through your head when that safety car popped up?
Yeah, I was about 70-30 thinking that I'd stay out. There was a little bit of doubt and just didn't know who was going to go in behind us. So I sort of had a guesstimation that Perks would probably stay with me no matter what, because we were looking at the lap that the safety car happened. I dare say that DRS wasn't going to be a factor towards the end. So it was 2 thoughts. Like, I could go in for softs, but then I'd lose position, and at that stage I didn't have a penalty, so I thought I'll see these out to the end, and I'll die by the grip of the tyres.
Well, yeah, again, good drive.
Well, congrats, mate.
Good job.
Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Yes.
Great race for you. Well done.
Good on you, Perks.
And finally, we have our race winner. Perks has just joined the party. Make sure to include your audio, mate.
There we go.
Mate, congratulations on that win. Not gaining a penalty through that race has bumped you way up into the winning position. Well done.
Yeah, well, thanks, man. It was rough, to say the least, but we made it work in the end, so yeah.
Yeah, you must have flown up the order on that last lap, because I don't think we had even thought you would get onto the podium, but all of a sudden you get the win.
Yeah.
Obviously, the couple of guys ahead of you had a few time penalties, which worked out for you.
Yeah, I was second most
you made
of
that one-stop
race.
work.
Pardon? What was that? Sorry.
You made that one stop work perfectly.
Yeah, I was tempted to pit again for softs, but I saw Budos wasn't, so I was like, oh, track position, and yeah, pretty much just stayed P2 the whole race, and then he got a penalty, and he was a bit laggy, so I didn't want to overtake him, and yeah, so we ended up getting the win.
Yeah, so you got
Congrats,
that
mate.
move real
That's
quick.
huge. That's huge in the championship
that
too.
move
So
done.
gaining some points on Jimmy,
Oh yeah.
who was down in eighth spot. So that's, yeah, should close the gap nicely for you.
I think I've overtaken Ciro again as well. He got really unlucky with his DNF there.
Cub, do you have any questions, mate?
I just like seeing an AlphaTauri in first. So I raced for last year. No, good job tonight, mate. Well raced. From what I saw, you're pushing your car to the limit. But like with the guys that stopped for softs in that last safety car, were you kind of hoping that they didn't catch you in those last few laps?
Oh, definitely. I was peaking, to say the least. I was just hoping that well, Budos was actually doing some weird thing with the safety car. We would have restarted a lap earlier, but he slowed down heaps. So it kind of helped me out there, but yeah, I was just hoping the softs would wear out pretty quickly, as yeah, those soft tire runners would have been pushing.
Well,
Well-
congratulations, mate. That's a huge win for you. Obviously, that's any points at Jeddah is a great result.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
To get maximum points, yeah, it's going to be huge in the championship for you.
yeah.
So I'm just having a look at where we're going next week. So, well, we're at Imola next week. How are
Oh,
you feeling
yeah.
about that one?
I love you, mama.
I'm all right there. I've got a win there in a big league, but it was kind of a fluke.
There's no such thing as flukes in racing, mate. From me, congrats on the win again. You drove the wheels off your car, and hopefully you can do it next week.
Yep, congrats again, mate. Thanks for joining us in the chat,
My
and good luck next week, buddy.
cheers, man.
All right, well, that will do us for tonight. Thanks for joining me, Cub. That was good fun.
Anytime, mate. Just won't be here next week because I'll be in Brizzy, but besides that, I might show up for the round after, depending on how I'm feeling, and might crash a couple more beers with you.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Hopefully, I'll have Kirko back with me next week. But
Yeah, hopefully.
yeah. So thanks everyone for watching as well. We really appreciate your support. Of course, if you haven't already, just hit that follow button. But thank you very much for watching. Of course, we do have Tier 2 tomorrow night at 7:30. Tier 2 around Jeddah. That's going to be interesting. There could be carnage galore in that
I
one.
might talk to the boys. Might join with them tomorrow night too.
Sounds good. Right, so join us tomorrow night for Tier 2 at 7:30. And then Tier 1 will be back next Sunday night at 8 o'clock for Imola. Looking forward to that one. Thanks for joining, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks, Cub.
All good, mate.